So you've been thinking about moving to Las Vegas, but let's say you're selling a house someplace else. You want to come here, don't want to try to search in between, you want to get here. Well, another person has reached out about something. And of course, I had to make a video about it because how do you get here, look for a house, and then be able to move into it if you haven't searched ahead of time? Well, what about other things? Like let's say you're trying to build a home and it's going to take 6 months, but you just sold your house. What do you do? So today we're going to go through all of that and help you figure out what to do in the meantime until you get yourself into a new home. Hey, my name is Eric, real estate agent here in the Las Vegas area. If you need it, go ahead and reach out. Contact information is below. Also, best thing to do is to get on my calendar, and I am more than glad to help you out with your real estate need. To be honest, if you're looking for rentals, we don't specialize in that. We do specialize in residential real estate. But of course, if you are buying a house through us or selling a house even, we can help out as far as finding that short-term rental or rental for you until you get ready to buy a house. But we kind of limit that to those folks. So with that, let's get on with the show. Like I've said before, a lot of my little intros, I talk about, hey, if you see something that you want to have explored, reach out. Well, a person reached out about short-term rentals because they're selling their house in another state. They're moving here and they don't want to start searching until they get here and wanted to know what they can do. Well, I've actually had this several times, including people moving from overseas who wanted to wait so they could physically see the house. People who are in between houses, because sometimes for some types of loans, you got to wait until things like your VA benefits are reestablished. So let's go ahead and go through it and find ways that you can find a new house. Okay, so one of the things is when people are looking for homes here in the Las Vegas area, a lot of those are handled by real estate agents. And I'll be honest, a lot of real estate agents don't like to deal with it because this isn't New York City where you get 1 or 2 months rent. You only get a couple of $100 and you have to put in as much work as trying to help somebody find a home, which creates a lot of issues. So you end up working a lot of times for less than minimum wage. And people don't exactly like doing that. They're here to sell houses. So I just want to let you understand why real estate agents aren't helping you, or the real estate agents that are helping you with stuff that's in the MLS is because a lot of them, just new agents, they're using this as a way to practice on you because this way they can learn how to show houses and everything else. But that aside, let's go ahead and start looking into short-term rentals. So as I discussed before, getting into this, so let's just look. I'm going to be looking here, and stuff you may see on screen is actually going to come, like we're going to get it from other sources, because for some odd reason, some of the agents around here get a little bent out of shape if you show their stuff from MLS on, like a YouTube video or stuff. And yet, if it's from Zillow or other sources, they can't do anything about it. It makes no sense. They're the same information, same pictures, but you know what? People are strange. People are strange. I can tell you many stories about people being strange. So let's start off. Normally a lease is a year or more, normally. But there are people who are willing for a little bit extra money to do short-term rentals. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. So from everything that I've gone through, and I've done this, like I said, I've done this in the past. Thing is, things are a little different now because we have, like the last time I actually physically went out there to look for short-term rentals for someone, we didn't have the raters here. So the raters are here. A lot of these properties have gone up by quite a bit as far as long-term stay hotels. I'm still going to put that in here, but I just wanted to let you know that the mix has changed because of that. So we got the raters, and we got the Golden Knights. Now we have the Las Vegas A's. So people are just going to keep raising those prices. So let's start looking. And if you look here, I have my MLS. Now you're not seeing this, but we're going to be throwing some stuff on the screen for you here. So right now in Southern Nevada, there are 3,648 places for rent. Now let's break this down a little bit. I'm going to go into the ones that allow for short-term rentals. So we're going to go with the 1 to 3 months first. There are 268 people willing to rent their properties to you from 1 to 3 months. More than likely it's going to be 3, but never can tell. And then I'm going to go 4 to 6 months because let's say you're trying to build a house or something. So as you can see, we have 352 matches that are between 1 and 6 months. So this covers everything from you landing in town and wanting to take your time looking for a place, get oriented and everything. And I hope to put out enough guide for you to orient yourself to the place and what everything is like here in Las Vegas, all the way to someone who's building a house. So what's one of the things you have to think about? Well, sometimes you're going to bring your own furniture. Some of you don't care if it's like minimalistically furnished, but some of you want full furnishing. So just to get this down to everything, I'm going to look for houses that have full furnishing. Okay, so when I look at places with full furnishing, there are 291 places to live with full furnishing. And we haven't even started talking about other things yet. So let's go see what's out there that's available for you. And you know what? I'm going to limit this right now to 1 to 3 months because it's for a lot of people who are just moving in and they just want to, take their time and not rush because, it could take 30 days to find the perfect place. 30 days move in, that's 60. That covers most people. So we're down to 235 matches and let's go. So it looks like we have prices from anywhere from about $1,250 to $100,000. Yeah, people rent $100,000 homes. A little side story. I once ran across a NFL Hall of Famer, and we kind of got, to become friends and everything. Getting into, I think I talked about it before, my cousin's actually in the NFL and played for the Raiders. He's now been traded out to another team. But, when the Raiders were moving here, I was talking to the person. It was like, you do realize that NFL players don't buy houses. They rent only. So all those super nice cribs you see on Cribs and everything were more than likely rented. And the reason NFL players rent their homes has to do with the fact that you don't know where you're going to be next week. Because my cousin, I'm using this example, was the highest paid player in his position in the NFL. He agreed to a salary cut so the Raiders could meet their salary cap. And then as soon as he signed the paperwork, they traded him. Can you imagine if he had bought a $5 million house trying to get rid of it after being traded to another team? That's what happens. So that's why they rent. So let's start looking at this place that is the least expensive. It's $1,250 per month. Now it is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo. So as I look, this place is just a little bit east of the Strip, which makes it really convenient if you want to take yourself down the Strip, enjoy yourself while you're doing your house hunting. It makes it really nice. So right now, this place, let's see if they have anything else adding on here. Of course, you're going to have to pay your security deposit and all this stuff. Security deposit is the same. Let's see if they have any notes. For short-term lease, it's $1,500 a month. Now, that may sound like a lot, but when you think about it, if you were to get most hotels here or casinos, you're going to pay more than $1,500, and you're not going to have certain things like kitchens. So you end up on the Strip buying food every day and eating in restaurants, which is going to cost you even more money. And we're going to go through the Strip casinos and everything else also. And let's just get into something. Let's say you have other folk with you. I don't want to say family, but here's one. Now it's only $2,100 a month. And they're, like we said, they're willing to do this short-term rental. I don't see anything. Okay, they're only doing it, allowing to rent it out for the month of November only. I don't want to give you a bad impression, but let's just go ahead and look through. You'll pay your security deposit, which is actually a little bit more. It's $2,600 a month. $2,600. You pay that, pay your first month's rent. You may pay another month's rent, get your security deposit back. Hopefully you haven't done any damage. And with that, you're actually going to be able to have a place that could be cheaper than living any other place. Now let's start going into some of the other places. What about those casinos? Believe it or not, the casinos can be pretty cheap to stay at because a lot of the casinos, they actually will have rates for like 25 bucks a night, $19 a night. And the ones you want to consider that will do this is going to be the Strat, Circus, the Excalibur, and the Luxor. They will all have rates under $50 a night. Here is your problem. The problem is you got these pesky little resort fees plus the taxes. So for those of you who don't know who are living outside the state, we don't pay taxes here, at least for state taxes. Those are paid by those hotel room taxes, which means they can be quite a bit. So that $25 a night stay can easily turn into a $100 plus night per stay, because the average that I've been able to see is about $45 per night for resort fees. So add 45 plus 25 at 70, probably about 30 for taxes. You're looking at about $100 a night, so about $3,000 a month. But for some, that's not a big deal. So you get to live on the strip, end up paying $3,000, but you got to go and, let's say if you were to rent a house, you got to turn them utilities on. These are not usually come with utilities, so you got to pay for your utilities, get them turned on. So even if you did find a place like show there like $1,500 a month, you still got to pay those utilities and the other stuff. Plus you're on the strip. By the same token, if you're there for a month or two, you will lose your mind. First of all, like I said, unless you go and do some things, I can tell you, because a lot of them will have a refrigerator, a little mini fridge. Just don't eat the bar stuff and tell them to take it out. Most of them, casinos will put your own food in there. Some will have a microwave. If they don't, do what I did when I did kind of the same thing. You can't go to the exchange. I went to the exchange and bought a microwave. They got microwaves now that can do some pretty fantastic stuff, including one that I've seen that has the microwave, has a griddle top. Don't let them see the griddle top, okay? And a coffee maker. So you got everything you need. Yeah, most hotels have the coffee maker. But at least now you have a microwave and a griddle top which you can cook a few little things on. Just an option to think about with your mini fridge instead of eating out every single day, which is going to drive you absolutely insane. Because I know you're going to want some home cooking, which is the advantage of getting the house over that. Now, we also have a chain of local casinos called Station. So they're actually like different levels of stations. But some of the ones you want to think about are Santa Fe, Palace Station, and I'm going to put this at the bottom. We're going to explain here in a second. I don't want to stigmatize the property. It's called Boulder Station. It's going to be convenient enough to the strip. See, here's the thing. It's on Boulder Highway, and putting it mildly, that's where the track is. For those who know what a track is. Let's just say it's not a great neighborhood. And here's an example. When I said I've done this before, there was a couple and they were staying a place, and their VA, it took longer to get the benefits reestablished than expected. So I had to find a place for them. Every hotel, because the reason they had to get out is because their rate was going up to $400 a night. And the reason was we had this major event, some kind of motocross event or something, or Baja-like event. And every hotel was like 400 plus per night, even like the cheapest places. We tried to get them in every place, and it was like, couldn't do it. And then called every station casino. Even they were $400. Called Boulder Station, they were $34 a night. Every other hotel on the strip, every place in town was 400 plus a night. They were $34. That tells you something. By the same token, if you don't mind, it's a place to stay for $34 a month. They still do have a resort fee. It's like $31.95 a night, and that's what kills it. So you're still going to end up paying $75-$80 a night. And if you do the math for what you get, you will be cheaper renting a place from the MLS for that. And other places you can find it, because not every owner puts their stuff on the MLS. You can go to Craigslist. You will find short-term rentals there. And you can go to Facebook Marketplace. As a matter of fact, when I moved here, I found a short-term rental before I moved into my home. and it was actually some lieutenant who was going down range for LR, and it worked out very well. So, yeah, there's all kinds of things for you to do. Okay, so there are all kinds of short-term stays that are outside of the MLS, outside of other people renting homes. And let's go to the most obvious one, Airbnb. Yeah, Airbnb. It's simple. So let's just go ahead and look at an Airbnb. Okay, so let's just go in and look at just Las Vegas. And let's say you're here for the month of December. Now, this is, I mean, it's not thinking outside of the box, but it's easier than going like, where am I going to stay? Where am I going to stay? People think Airbnb is that expensive. Let's just go in here. So you can get places, under $1,000 a month. Let's just like take a look at one of them here. So this is actually just a room in a house. Again, I would rather have someplace for $1,500 a month than a room in a house. I want access to things like my kitchen and everything. Another one that's an alternate is VRBO.com. You can do the same thing, find plenty of places to stay. You got places like Pad Split, and of course we have actual extended stay places. So one of the popular ones around here is called Siegel Suites. You can go to Siegel Suites. Their information is going to be linked below along with everything else. And you can actually find one of those extended stay hotels. And the rates are not that bad. The only thing I can say is on certain parts of town, your fellow residents, it's not just an extended stay hotel for them, it's their home. So a lot of local workers who couldn't find any place else to live or didn't have certain credits, because some places will not rent to you if you've had an eviction, they actually stay at these extended stay hotels. So it can be good, it can be bad. And the one thing that is good is they are all over town right now. Another one to consider for my research is budget suites. With budget suites, you have some of the same things that you have with the other extended stay motels and hotels, is that these places are the homes for some people, and that's their permanent home. But you do save money, especially if you get it, because there are some good parts of town, I want to say, that have these units like Budget Suites, Extended Stay America. Some of the other places you can do is there are other casino-like places on the strip. One consider is Alexis Park, with everything for well under $100 a night, and they do have extended stay options. So there's ways to pay for weekly and monthly, and you'll be near the strip. It's actually a pretty nice hotel. I've been there before, and you can use that as your jumping off point while you're searching for a home and while it's in escrow, so you can get everything closed out. There is another one. This one is more corporate related. So it's called Copper Creek. It's going to be linked below also. They have furnished suites for you. And I didn't really properly introduce it. We also have Extended Stay America. So these are some great places for you to stay. Have places all over town. So if you're concentrating places like Henderson or North Las Vegas, there are extended stay hotels in all of them. If you are looking to purchase a home here in Las Vegas and you're moving in, just reach out to us. My name is Eric, real estate agent here in Las Vegas area. My team and I will be more than happy to help you out. Call, text, email, contact information is below, and most importantly, get on the calendar. That way I can reserve time for you. So if you really want to talk, you're not just calling me while I'm like out showing houses or something like that. I hope this information is helpful for you. And if you have any other questions that you may have, because you never can tell, there could be certain parts of town, or like my last video that I did that hasn't gone out yet. It was actually somebody asking about VA financing on the high-rise condos on the strip. I was able to break that down. Now I've got this. You've got some places to stay and some options. Like I said, just wrapping it up, I would probably go for the MLS first, because you have, real estate agents involved, even though a lot of them don't do it. You can also look at Craigslist, and you can look at Facebook Marketplace for the short-term rentals. It's actually in there. You can do the searches for them. If necessary, I'll do another video, go deeper into it, kind of like break it out into something. You can stay at some of the casinos on the Strip, depending on how long you're actually looking. It could be advantageous to you because you don't have to come up with, your security deposit and it's a key deposit and all this other stuff. But overall, you'll save money by going for that short-term 3-month or less rental. We've also covered the fact that there are extended stay places. They're all over town. Just be careful where you stand because some of them, a lot of the residents are there permanently. If you have any more, just let me know. If I have time, I can fit it into the time budget to make videos. I'm going to do that for you. And we're going to keep them lights on for you.